again, my name is Mac McCraney. I'm the area director with rural development, and I basically cover South Louisiana, but I also work directly with our housing program. Just to give you a brief overview, our housing program, we do have three different programs within that. We have our direct loan for purchase and purchase or build, which is our 502 loan. We have a guaranteed loan where we work with a different little income group. But today we're coming to talk about our single family housing repair loan and grant. You can switch the slide, please. Well, that single family housing repair loan and grant is also known as our 504 loan program. Again, this program provides loans to very low income homeowners to repair, improve, or modernize their homes. And it also provides a grant to the elderly if they fit under the very low income category. Next slide. Just to give a brief overview of this program, which we'll be reviewing over the next couple of slides. The first one is who can apply for this program. One, to apply for this program, you must be the homeowner, and not only the homeowner, but you must occupy the house. Now, I will put a little caveat right there. We do have ways of helping those who are not the homeowner, but has been living in the house sometime, and the community and the neighborhood really believes that it's their house. There are some ways we can help you with this program, but we are limited because at certain thresholds, we do have to file liens on the home or take a mortgage. And without proper ownership, we can't take mortgages, but we can help you. Just wanted to make that note there. You should not be able to attain credit elsewhere. In other words, we are not in competition with the local lending institutions. We are there to help those who can't really go to a bank or receive a loan from any type of other lending institution, but we are here to help them. Your family income must be below 50% of the area median income, and we do have a chart for that, but it varies by parish, so we would ask that you just don't assume that you don't qualify, that you always check with the office. And then we also have a grant, but that grant is for people above the age 62 and older. Now, we have a lot of misconceptions with our program because you qualify for the grant at age 62 or older, but the loan, you qualify at any if you're of the age of the majority, which I think in Louisiana is 18 years old. If you own and occupy the house and you're above the age of 18, you can qualify for our loan program. You don't have to be elderly just to qualify for this program. Next slide. So what's an eligible area? Well, we are rural development and we work with rural areas. What we consider rural areas is population. So eligibility areas, so there are two eligibility requirements. One is your income, the other one is the area that you live in. And as long as the population is less than 35,000, you are eligible for this program. Now, in South Louisiana, that basically takes out Orleans Parish, within the city limits of Baton Rouge, within the city limits of Lafayette, and within the city limits of Lake Charles. But anything outside those areas and out in the suburbs of those areas, you'll qualify for the program. And to be sure, you can check. There's a link at the bottom of the page. If you click on that link and go to eligibility areas, you can put your address in and it'll tell you if you're in the eligible area. Next slide. So how can these funds be used? Well, the loan side, the loan can basically be used for almost anything. You can use it for repairs, you can use it for home improvement, you can use it to modernize your home, and also to remove health and safety hazards. Now, one thing we don't really do is add on to homes, but if your family had outgrown the size of the home, then yes, we can add on to the home. But generally, just to make the house bigger or to give you an extra room, we don't do that with this program. We try to stay away from porches and things like that. But we can do anything. If you want to make that kitchen look better, if you think you want to bring it up to date with the loan, you can use those funds for that. Now, grant funds. Grant funds can only be used to remove health and safety hazards. Now, does that mean I can't buy new cabinets for my kitchen? No, that doesn't mean that. If those cabinets are deemed to be a safety hazard, they are falling down, they're loose, or whatever. If we can document that they are safety hazards, then you can use your grant funds to remove those safety hazards. Any safety and health hazards the grant has to be documented to show that we're touching those two categories. Okay, next
Hey,
slide.
Mr. McCraney, we have a little question for you on that improvement in repair and modernization. I mean, no, you can't add on, but of course, in our state, we're like a magnet to many threats, floods, hurricanes, etc. Does that include maybe protecting your home with actually improving it with maybe higher quality standard material that would actually be more weatherproof for protecting of a home? Would that be something?
Yes, ma'am. Anything in that area, when we're talking improvement, I mean, if you have to lift your home and you don't have the funds for that, we can do that. If you're coming to winterize or weatherize, or let's say energy efficient windows and doors and things like that to help save you on your energy bill, you can use it for those things. That loan can be used to repair anything, whatever you deem necessary. There are some people who had to lift their homes over the last couple of years because of changes in flood zones and things like that. Well, we can come in and provide a lift for those who may need a lift to because they can't go up the stairs. So there are different things we can do with that loan program. Yes, ma'am. So again, whatever you deem necessary and you generally can't afford just to go out and pay for it yourself because you're in a very low income category, we are hoping that our program can make that reasonable where you can pay
Okay.
monthly payments and take care
That
of it.
sounds like a great opportunity for a lot of our homeowners. Thanks for sharing that. I think that's something that they need to be looking into.
Yes. Okay, so now the loan right now is $20,000. The maximum grant is $7,500. Now you can get a combo if you're over the age of 62, which is $27,500. Now, under special circumstances right now, because in some states it's a pilot, we can go up to $40,000, but we would have to get permission in the state of Louisiana to actually do that. And that's because of the rising cost of things like that. So this program may eventually go to 40,000, but right now it's 20,000 that we can approve directly, but we can get an additional 20,000 to go back. Now it says a maximum loan is 20,000. Well, what that means is you can borrow 20,000 and in 3-4 years, let's say you pay it down some, and then you find that you need something else, then you can come back and borrow up to that maximum loan amount. Now on the grant, it's a one-time maximum of $7,500. Now, if you borrow 3,000 on one application and you find out you need to come back, you have an additional $3,500 that you can borrow. But once you touch $7,500, then you're maxed out and you cannot have no more grant funds. But on the loan, as long as it's under 20,000, you can borrow up to that 20,000. So that's just some caveats right there, because this year you may need a roof, and next year you may need flooring. So you can come back if you pay down enough, or if you didn't borrow up to that maximum amount, and you can always come back. But once you touch that 20,000 threshold, and as of today, then we can't borrow no more. But again, we can go above that, but that's on special permission. Now, the best part about that, a loan of $20,000, the payback on that loan is roughly $93 a month. 94 maximum, maybe 93 and some change. On the grant, there is no payback. There is no payback. But so if you borrow $10,000, your payment will be roughly $48 a month. 5,000, you just divide that by half. So in other words, we can make some things that you think you can't afford affordable. Next slide. So again, the loans is over a 20-year payback period. The interest rate is 1%. So again, if you borrow over $7,500, then we have to take a mortgage. And that's why we said there are some limits if you don't own a property. But if you don't own the property, there's a possibility if you meet certain guidelines that you could borrow $7,499 in grant. And if you're over the age of, in loan, and if you're over the age of 62, you can still qualify for the $7,500 grant. So basically you can have $14,999 if you're over the age of 62 and you don't own a home. But again, you have to meet certain qualifications there. But once we go over $7,500, I think that's a state requirement, we have to take a mortgage. A grant, again, is lifetime limit of $7,500. And I say the grant is no payback. Well, if you sell a house within 3 years, then you have to pay that grant back. But if you live in that house for over 3 years, then there is no payback on the grant. So just wanted to point those things out. Again, there is no prepayment penalty. And if you want to pay the loan off early, there's no problem. I always say we may go to the store and pick up a lottery ticket. It may give us a little bonus, and we say, "Oh, I want to get rid of that debt." We have no problem with prepayment penalties, or anything can happen when you just come into some money and you want to go ahead and pay it off. Now, because you pay off a loan, does it mean you're out of the program? No, you can always come back and borrow up to that $20,000. Okay, next slide. So is there a deadline to apply? No, our applications are received year round. Now, the big question is, how long does the application take? Well, that application, that all depends on a couple things. One, funding. We are funded by, Congress gives us an allotment of money. Once that allotment of money is used, we have to wait till they give us additional funds. Now, right now, we're nowhere at our allotment. We're in the middle of the year. Our fiscal year starts in October. We have plenty of funds available, so funding shouldn't be an issue. Then the next question is, the next part of that is, it depends on the applicant. It depends on the applicant. What I mean, because there is certain information that you have to provide. The sooner you provide that information to get a complete application, the sooner we can process it. Once we receive an application, we have 30 to 60 days, if I'm not mistaken, to complete that application. So, that again, but our problem sometime in this program is receiving that complete application. So what do we use to govern that program? We use 7 CFR Part 3500, or we use the handbook, which is our single family housing handbook that we grant to the field offices, and that's HB 13550. So that's what we use to grant, to govern this program. If you ever want to Google that or look it up, that's what we are using for this program. And I think the next slide would be probably the last slide. Yes. So how do you get started? Well, call any one of those numbers on the page. We basically have a map breakdown of the area offices. We have an office in Monroe. We have an office in Natchitoches that covers the northern part. We have the northeastern part and the northwestern part. And then we have the southwestern part, which is the Lafayette area office. And we have the southeastern part, which is the Amite area office. Now, if you don't remember a lot of things that I said today and you have any questions, if you dial any one of those numbers, we'll be able to assist you. So that's the important thing to remember, this very last page. Remember those numbers. And our state office, single family housing division, is in Alexandria, and that's their number. So again, we have area offices out there. We have great specialists. We have great technicians. They're out there to help you, to assist you in any way they can. And we're just a phone call away. We're just a phone call away. That's the important thing. To never forget that we're just a phone call away. So that's our repair loan. Again, I told you we do loans to build and purchase. That income, that category rises to low and very low income. And then if you're above those and you're in the moderate income level, that's where the guaranteed loan comes in. And that's generally for households who make under $90,000, somewhere around there. They'll qualify for the guarantee loan. For the direct loan, somewhere under 50,000 will give you the direct loan. And you come down for this 504 program, somewhere around 30, somewhere under 30,000 will basically put you in there. Again, now that varies by parish. Some parishes are more affluent than others. They have a higher medium income is what I'm saying. So just as long as that very low is 50% of that medium income. So that's what we have with this program. Now, I'll tell anybody, I always say this and people don't believe it. This is a program where I believe you can borrow money and make money. Sounds strange, but again, I heard you ask if we can come in and you can borrow money and you can winterize your home. You can get energy efficiency appliance. You can get doors and get door stops where air is not seeping in and out. With those things, you may borrow $5,000, may have a note of about $25 a month. Well, with that, you can cut your electric bill by maybe $50. Cutting your electric bill by $50 and you're only paying us $25, then you are now making $25 a month. What can you do with that $25 a month? You can borrow another $5,000 and you can do some more improvements to your house. So I'm just showing you that this program is there for you. A lot of people are taking advantage of it, but a lot of people are not. So we are here and that program's available. And it can help those who may be in distress, who may not have had insurance at the time and got a little damage, but and maybe roof damage. Well, we can come in and help you with that roof, and you won't have to come up with $5,000 and $6,000. You can pay us maybe $25 a month. So that's the beauty of the program, and especially in times of disaster or in times of need. But we are here all year. Even if you just want to beautify, you can use that loan to do that.